Hello and welcome to this ASMR tarot reading. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you enjoy these types of videos, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like a personalized tarot reading from me, then please check out my website and book a reading there. You can find all the information in the description box. Also, subscribe, like the videos, and comment under the video if you'd like. So what are we doing here? Today, I thought we would propose a question, which is going to be composed of a tarot card. So we've got one card from the Osho deck and one word. So the word is going to be a Hungarian word, and this is something that we do on my channel very often, is that I ask you guys to guess what the word means before I reveal it. And some people are really good at this game and some people have it way off. So if you'd like to participate in this game, then take to the comment section and share your guess with us. Okay. So we are going to be asking a question and making an attempt also to answer it together. Okay, so the question is going to be of a spiritual or psychological type question. So we've got the Master. This is a card which is unique to the Osho deck. It's not to be found in any other deck but this one. And we've got Betegshég. 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 Okay. So the question is already forming in my mind. And if you'd like to make a guess, do it now, because I'm going to reveal in a couple seconds what the card or what the word means. So Betegshég means illness. And we've got the Master card, the Osho card. So the question, I think, is a provocative and controversial one. But I believe in asking questions whether we like the territory or the ideas that those questions are leading us or not. So the question that is coming up is whether we are able to control, or in some sense affect the physiological processes in our bodies to such a degree that illnesses can be reversed or their symptoms mitigated, or vice versa. Can you make your body sick from purely or mainly, dominantly psychological, from a psychological point of view, or from those causes? Now, I want to say first and foremost that spirituality it has its limitations. And if you're sick, if you have any type of illness, I would definitely recommend that you turn to a medical professional and that you try and take advantage of modern medicine and science and technology because it's amazing and it can help you a lot. I think the question is if the genesis of physical illnesses, some physical illnesses, could be partially explained by psychological processes. So we know a lot about psychosomatic illnesses, and it's quite baffling how incredibly powerful our psychological states are in determining and shaping the bodily functions and health of the body. In the Freudian era, we heard a lot about hysterical women for the most part. And hysteria used to be described as an illness that had no physical explanation. It came about due to psychological distress. And even though we don't hear so much about it, this is still something that exists. It's called conversion or conversion disorder, for example, where some kind of psychological traumatic stress response is expressed via somatic functions or dysfunction. For example, someone under considerable amounts of stress, someone in an extremely distressed state, let's say they lost someone or some other heavily distressing event occurs, they may lose their eyesight without any organic cause for a lengthy period of time. They may experience paralysis in the body, their arm or their legs. They stop working and we cannot find an organic cause. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no organic cause, of course, but it does appear to us as if the stress response, the psychological distress which exists in the body, which exists in the mind, which exists in the soul, creates these really strange phenomena which have no classical explanation in terms of modern medicine. It seems like psychological factors are at play. So now back to our question. The question is, what is something we can do apart from the obvious? Of course, if you're sick, go to a doctor, consult a medical professional. Do everything within your power to take advantage of modern science. But what is something else? How can we connect with ourselves in a way that could promote health? And this question, I believe, is distressing to a lot of people because it sounds like it's victim blaming. You are responsible for the illness that you contracted, blah, 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 blah. That's not the point here. The point is that I think the MasterCard is putting in the center of our investigation is that we do possess some type of power over our internal states. And the question is, how do we leverage that power to avoid, if possible, getting ill or to manage our illnesses? Okay, so let's try and see what the cards say. So what is some guidance on this? Okay, and we've got the Creator, the King of Wands. All right. So what comes through very strongly is that the vitality of the mind and the spirit has this uncanny and incredibly powerful way of protecting the organism. If you're on a mission, if you feel a sense of importance and meaning in your life, and if you're actively engaged with that mission, if you are actively creating in this world, then to a certain degree that immunizes you, and it becomes kind of like a sphere of protection. Now, what is important here is that the mission that we're talking about is spiritually driven. So if your mission is to run a company which exploits people and to make a lot of money, and that's the whole story, then you're just burning yourself out and you're wasting the creative potential. But if you're thinking in terms of how do I change the world in my little ways that I can, how do I make an impact, a positive impact on humanity, if those are the things that are driving you from within, then you have a good chance of protecting you, protecting yourself. So you've got a lot of power in your hand. Your mind is incredibly powerful. Your consciousness is incredibly impactful. And it all comes down to meaning making and being active. So pay extra attention to the way you engage with the world on the active level. That's what the King of Wands is asking you to think about. And if it's possible, raise the level of engagement. Go deeper, care deeper, and act deeper. And so the key to health in this context is not prevention necessarily. So that's not where the emphasis lies. It's not trying to avoid getting sick. It's trying to live a life which is full of vitality and vibrancy and enthusiasm. And if you can do that, a lot of things fall into place by themselves, even on a physiological level. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you thought about this controversial topic. If you want to debate me or this opinion that came up in this video or the message that came through, then let me know. I would love to hear from you, even if you don't agree with me. So I wish you all the best. See you next time.